good morning to you. It is today the 25th of June. So that rain, yes, it did get here. 2¼ inch on the farm. Wow, that's pretty sweet. 2 3/4 in town. So I walked the fields day before yesterday. It's tough. I mean, without that rain, there would have been some zeros at this point. The flax is making an effort. So that's exciting. Not that there's going to be a big crop, but not a zero is good. It's getting to be, well, there's quite a range. A lot of it is like 10 inches tall, got buds on it, going to start blooming. And there's quite a bit that's 6 inches tall, and there's some little plants that are not yet 2 inches tall. So I don't know where that's all going, but it's a crop. So the forecast for this coming weekend is for scattered showers. I think we're at 60% right now. So that's something. I mean, if we can keep it going, that's nice. So I'm back to cutting hay yesterday over on the Douglas place. The hay is a little better too, the alfalfa. What I noticed is hardly any leaf laying on the back deck of the hay vine, whereas before the rain, the leaves were stacking up pretty good. So that'll help in bale weight. So all around good. It's amazing. I don't know if you can hear that. The young ravens. It seems like there's probably 2 families. There's quite a few anyway. And they're out learning to hunt. So there's a lot of squawking. At times they're like a 1/4 mile apart. And they're talking back and forth. I guess it's the way it goes, but it's kind of sad because they're making passes through the yard all the time, and of course looking for bird nests. These poor little songbirds. Anyway, I have to think all that squawking going on sounds kind of prehistoric. I can't imagine being a dove sitting on the nest trying to be invisible. Sometimes nature's tough. Well, just as a farmer would, we've decided to roll the dice again on this flax crop. It is responding nicely to the rain. So we're going to top dress with some nutrients and see if we can help it along. It's another trip to Tilly to pick up 250 liters of 1010. You can see in the background here, neighbor's mustard, yellow mustard, has started to bloom. So it noticed the rain. Well, good morning. Today's 3rd of July. About 6 in the morning. And it is a good example of how a farmer has to be able to switch with the winds. So we were to Tilly last evening, Lori and I, down to Fabian Seed, and picked up the product to spray onto this flax. So we have decided to hire the Hutterites to spray it on because they will do less damage tire tracks in the field than we would. At this stage, if you drive on the crop, it's down. I don't think there's much rebounding that's going to take place. So anyway, in the perfect world, I would be baling right now. I have just a small bit of baling to do yet. I think about 28 acres. But there's not enough dew to make the material pliable enough to bale. There would be too much loss if we tried to move it with the rake or to bale it right now. So that's off the list. The Hutterite spraying that was to be this morning, which would have conflicted with baling, but there was the chance they'd be pouring cement this morning, so that put the spraying off till tomorrow. Which would have been good if I was baling this morning, but now that I'm not baling, it would have been better if they could come and spray this morning. But I haven't heard back, so I still don't know if it's this morning or tomorrow. There's a number of things that could happen there depending which way the wind blows. We have the product on Lori's truck. Want it off. So if we don't spray today, then I have to take the tractor off of the hay bind and put the front end loader on it. And to keep that tote of 1010 mobile, then I would have to go and get the fuel wagon from over on the haying project, take the fuel tank off so we can put the tote of 1010 on there. And if none of that happens, then I'll probably go to Medicine Hat today with Lori. She has to go in and get fingerprints as she is going through the process of getting her Canadian citizenship. So, stroke the baling off the list. Working with the Hutterites is still an unknown, or it could be going to Medicine Hat. We'll see which way the wind blows. Well, it's about 11 o'clock the same morning. So, as it turns out, Hutterites made it over to spray. I would have liked to have been a little earlier in the day, but so be it. When you're hiring other people, you don't get to do what you want always. So anyway, job done, so that's good. So it's early enough yet that I'm going to go to town and make the trip with Lori to Medicine Hat. Well, 7 o'clock or so. So I got to check in these swaths. call that a swath. If it'll be ready to bale tomorrow. So the old farmer test is 3 cranks. A handful like that. 1, 2, 3. Now 4. 3 cranks is dry. There is a couple hours or an hour of drying time yet. That was 2 cranks. 3 cranks. Okay, we'll check this with the probe. .8 16.4. That is on the tough side. There's a little drying time left. Yeah. A little tough. Most of it breaks. Few tough ones in there. The dilemma is the forecast is calling for 40% chance of thunder showers in the afternoon. It'd be nice to get this done before then. So I think probably take a chance on raking it in the morning and hopefully get it baled before thunder showers move in. It's always a gamble. You're weighing the odds. Well, again this morning the dew is dripping off the roof of the house. So that means no action in the hayfield for a while. Dan's mustard is blooming. It just smells like Ma's baking an angel food cake. Okay, so I'm starting to question his health now. Did have a young one die here a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's not right. Something's up with this guy. I see the white along the beak. I don't know if that's normal or if that's a sign of illness. Calling for his family, I'm guessing. Well, it is the evening of June 30, and I just drove the haybine back home, and I'm walking the 4 miles back on the Trosley trail to pick up my truck. So again, I guess I'll mention that book and movie Whyshoottheteacher. Yeah, we're let me see, right there, the schoolyard. We're walking right by, so I guess we may as well stop in. So after mentioning that movie last winter when I did that snowshoe video, some friends of ours in Tucson went to YouTube, and sure enough, it's on there. So here it is, the site of the Trosley School. Now, right in here, watch the wire. Sadly, the people farming the land now have dumped a bunch of rocks into the old basement. And it's now, I see, growing full of carriganas. So, in the book, the teacher speaks of living in the basement of the school. So this is it. Right in there is where he made his home for his time here. So from this little knoll on the edge of the schoolyard, there's where the school was. Oh, back up right in there. And I see kind of a square corner in the trees here. I suspect that would have been the spot for the barn. And I don't know if you can see it on here, but in the background there's a tree. You can see it against the horizon, against the skyline. He talked about going to meet with the, I don't know, was he an administrator? I don't know what the proper term was, but to see about getting paid. That would have been that yard right there. Spoke about walking back in the dark in the winter and almost missing the schoolyard. Had he missed it, he would have been off into the prairie. These trees here around this slough, that's where the kids went skating. So, it's all here. Well, memories are here anyway. Well, this is making the last few bales of the 2025 hay season. The last few days has been a bit of a challenge, waiting for enough moisture to make bales here. So the monitor, those two bars there indicate left and right side of the bale. So my focus here is to try to keep them even, build up a little on one side and build a bit on the other side, and try to get them level when the bale's done. The numbers in the bottom left of that window, or bottom right, are the bale size, is the bale size in inches. The little guy up on the top there is moisture, 14.2%, 13.5, it changes as you go along. that's typically what I make. It's capable of making up to 72, but even the John Deere guy will tell you don't do that. Puts too much stress on the baler. It's going to give me there, beep beep, tell me that we're close. Give me a great big beep when we get to 66. Once it does that, I have to stop because it's going to allow a couple seconds and then start wrapping the bale. There we got kind of even, a little bit small on the right. Not bad. That's it. So it's wrapping the bale now. And it'll tell me there it's finished wrapping. Pull the lever. Opens the end gate. Feel it. Hit the top, kick the bale out. Lever the other way, put it down. Ready to go. So I made that last bale, took my baler home, and I'm walking back to get my truck, and then I guess I'll walk back to get the rake or something like that. But I'm just noticing these birds, and I don't know if this thing's picking it up. Way in the distance. Well, they sound so distant. They always sound distant. Is a pipit, and I can't say the the first name of that pipit family, but anyway, they're up in the air, and I, as a kid, used to lay on my back and look up in the air and try to spot them. I can't say that I've ever seen them, but you always hear them out on the prairie. It's very cool. Well, that's it for the haying season 2025. Wasn't real exciting, but that was it. So it's good to have all the machinery back home again. Catching up on some of the maintenance around here. Cultivated tree rows. I'll be doing one more time before harvest. A little rain would be nice to work them a little better. Put the mower on, the finisher mower. Got a bit of trimming up done down the driveway. I guess the next thing in the field will be the winter wheat. It didn't wait for that rain. It just dried up, burned up. So it's I had planned on baling it anyway. So okay. carry on with that plan, but it isn't going to amount to much. But it is making kernels. Some, they're not quite ready yet. I suspect next week it'll be ready to go. The flax is actually coming along quite nice. So tomorrow, a trip to Oyen. A few things to do. We had dropped a hub with a welded sprocket at the machine shop, and they're going to cut the old sprocket away and put a new one on, and that's ready to go. So we can pick that up tomorrow. That is for the header drive on the old combine. So be getting the combine ready. July 7th. Woke up to a foggy morning. Oh, good morning. It is the 10th of July today, 2025. So I'm going over to the neighbors to pick up a little grain auger that we bought at his auction sale yesterday.
Oh, there it is. 7-inch brown.
So that's another one retiring. He started farming here, I think, in 1977. Pretty sure that was the year. Anyway, it just occurred to me that my father bought from his grandfather's auction in the same yard. I believe it would have been in the late 60s. Bought his 44 Massey tractor and his haying equipment. Some haying equipment, a rake and a mower. And that was the start of my haying career, I guess, because at 10 years old, raking the prairie wool was the job that I had. Dad ran the little mower on the Cockshot 50, and I followed up with the New Holland hay rake on the Massey 44, and I spent the summer raking hay. I enjoyed it then, I enjoy it now.